What is up, my friends? My name is Echo, and today I have a guide for you guys for witches at Townhall 9 and Townhall 10. We're going to break down why you see so much success with them. So the first thing that we need to talk about here, guys, is why witches are so successful recently in the current meta, and that is because of the skeletons that they spawn and the range that they have when they are targeting defenses. With the skeletons, they really do a nice job of distracting point defenses or defenses that can only shoot one target at a time. We're talking cannons, archer towers, inferno towers, and things like that. They are weak against things like mortars and wizard towers, so you need to kind of keep an eye on where they are in the bases when you're attacking. But why don't we start out with a Townhall 10 attack here from Unique Team from One Hive Invicta. And as you can see, he's got a healed up bow witch attack going on right here. So he's doing a little bit of a slap in the western side of the base, and by that I mean he's let me pause it and explain that. By that I mean that he's getting those bowlers in, and he's getting the witches in behind with the healers. The healers are going to keep the witches alive, and they're just going to continuously produce skeletons and take out the southwestern side of the base. In the other side of the base, he has a couple of bowlers, a couple of witches, just to create a funnel so that the kill squad, or the primary part of this attack, can get itself into the base right behind this wall wrecker. And guys, we've been seeing some amazing wall wrecker attacks lately. If you saw my video with Judo Sloth, we had a couple of attacks and that were just unbelievable with that wall wrecker. And you know, getting 4, 5, 6 layers into the base through 6 layers of wall. So far in this attack, already through 3 layers. We're going through the 4th layer right there. It stopped right at that 4th layer, and now you see the action going on in the core of the base. The slap is still going on over here. Those witches and that bowler are still being kept alive from those 2 healers, and we still have the witches keeping alive over here in the east as well. Those skeletons did a nice job, at least up until now, to keep the defenses distracted while the witches took out the defenses themselves. The queen right now is hanging on to that town hall, gonna be taking it down. Her ability is gonna be used right about well, pretty soon. We'll see that happening. And with that jump spell, we have the bowlers, the witches, the queen still able to get themselves through the base, not be stuck on any walls, and can continue pushing through. Great thing about slap and bow witch attack strategies, guys, are that those skeletons continuously put troops on the battlefield. More things for the defenses to have to worry about, and if you have a base that has splash damage all to one side or in a particular area, you can get those witches to do a really nice job on that opposite side of the base. And you know, any attack strategy, guys, and this goes for all attack strategies that I cover here on my channel, any strategy is going to be dependent on the base design. So we're going to watch this be cleaned up right here in the last 36 seconds, and in that time I'm going to remind you guys that I'm coming out with Clash of Clans content every single day, and if you enjoy Clash, you're going to want to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, because you're not going to want to miss the live streams or the videos that I come out with on a daily. In addition, if you guys could throw a thumbs up on this video, that would be so much appreciated. I'm looking to get 100 likes on this video. Let's see if we can get that done. So this attack, let's double time through the rest of it. Unique had a beautiful one here, really demonstrating how to nicely do a bow witch with a bit of that healed slap, like I said, on one side. That was the first of 2 Townhall 10s that we're going to be looking at today. The next one is on base number 19, and we're going in with Hippo King, and as you can see, this one a little bit different. Check out this composition before we even start, guys. 2 healers, 17 witches. So we saw a bow witch. Now we're seeing a frozen witch attack. What makes it a frozen witch are the 7 freeze spells in the composition. All witches, freeze spells to slow down things such as those splash damage defenses like the wizard tower. Those are the things you're going to want to look out for mostly in these attacks right here, because all the skeletons that are being produced, you want them to be able to stay alive. So we have some witches being healed up over here. Actually, nope, they're not being healed up. They were just dropped in. I'm sorry. We have the witches being dropped in, healed up from the north. Witches coming in from the south, from the west, from the north. We got that wrecker coming in. We got the king and the queen behind. So basically a huge kill squad going into the base. No bowlers needed in this one, guys. We have the witches, we have the skeletons, and we have the freezes. The first freeze spell being used right there on that wizard tower. King takes that one down, and you know that Hippo was feeling good about that wizzy tower being out of the entrance of the base right there, allowing for those skeletons to kind of flow themselves into the base. Also, Valkyries. People have been putting Valkyries in their clan castle to deal with all of these witch attacks because Valkyries, one spin, they take out any skeletons that are around them. So if you have them in your defensive clan castle, you should be able to defend nicely against the witches and the skeletons. Notice this P.E.K.K.A.'s in here as well, guys, really tanking through as well, really looking good. That came out of the wall wrecker. But if you could freeze the Valkyries, those skeletons within that time of the freeze can get up there, take the Valkyries out, take no damage, and then continue on through the base. Frozen Witch is one of the newest, most exciting attack strategies that I've covered here on my channel in the past month's time. If you haven't checked it out, what I suggest you do is type in Frozen Witch and take a watch, because it gives you more detailed, more broken down examples of how to perform this attack strategy that we're watching right now perfectly. But I guess I could tell you some of the keys, guys. Watch out for those splash damage. Keep your skeletons alive. Point damage defenses, I'm talking Tesla, cannons, archer towers. Don't really worry too much about those because the skeletons will spam them out. But those splash damage, that's where the problems come in. As you can see right now, we have 90% of the base taken down. We're going to double time through the rest of that because the P.E.K.K.A., skeletons, witches, archers, heroes are going to crush the rest of that base. Really nicely done by Hippo King in this one. And now it's time to look at some Townhall 9s. I did promise you some Townhall 9 love in this one, guys. Believe me, I have not forgotten about you Townhall 9s, and I don't plan to. This first attack is done by Clutch on base number 28, and what we're looking at here is a kind of a traditional witch slap attack strategy. Still probably one of the most reliable attacks at Townhall 9, although these days there are a few things that can do a great job at Townhall 9, including Laloon, Hogs, Witch Slap, Falcon. Anything really. Townhall 9 is suffering on defense and really doing well as an offensive Townhall to go after here. We have the Golem in tanking that mortar. All the witches are coming in behind, and here come the bowlers in the clan castle with a traditional witch slap attack strategy. You are going to bring bowlers. If for some strange reason you don't have any Townhall 10s in your clan and you can't bring bowlers, well, Witch Slap, first of all, may not be your first option, but on top of that, you may want to go with Valkyries instead. They can still get the job done, not quite the same, doesn't have that damage where they can get over the wall, second tier defense, double bounce type stuff going on, but they are still a strong thing that you could take along in your clan castle. So as you can see, the slap is working beautifully over here, and this is exactly what I mean by a slap. The witches are being healed up, the skeletons are going around and chewing out everything on the outside of the base. The point defenses just can't keep up with the number of skeletons, and they're continuously being produced by those witches, which are safe behind them because those skeletons are just little mini tanks. In the core of the base, the bowlers are still doing a nice job. The witches are behind as well. Skeletons are trying to eat through those walls, but as you can see, having a hard time because of the two defenses that are probably the worst enemy of a witch, and those are wizard towers. So if you're a Townhall 9 and ready to ask me, Echo, what defenses should I be upgrading at Townhall 9? You know what, guys? Wizard towers are one of the most valuable defenses in Clash of Clans, in my opinion. Now, I'm not talking about against the eagle. I mean, a wizard tower versus an eagle, there's a huge difference there, but you know, as far as the regular defenses in this game, look at all these skeletons, guys. Look at the number of skeletons surrounding this right here. But wizard towers, they do the most damage per second, assuming that you have a couple of troops bunched up. The most valuable defense in the game. But there is one more. I'm not going to leave without sharing this one with you guys, done by Frank. Like I said, from One Hop Invicta, they took on Predominance, and I have to say they were an underdog in this war just based on the breakdown. And we have another witch slap action coming in. We have a giant, we have two wizards, four healers, four healers, one golem, and a handful of witches. Of course, coming out of that clan castle, we have those bowlers. Slapping from the south, slapping from the west. And you know, I don't know if it's even called that. That's just what I've been calling it for, I don't know, a year now. We're just calling it slapping. When you get the healers on the witches, I call that a slap. It could be wrong. I make up my own terminology though sometimes, guys, so hopefully you get to learn it with me. Jumping into the base, look at this pile of troops coming into the base. No rage spell being used just yet. We do have the Lava Hound. The Queen's going to care for the Lava Hound, and here comes the rage. These skeletons are going to go through, and as I always say, chew through this base really nicely. And they don't actually chew. They have their little swords. I understand that, but that's another thing that I like to say. They like to chew through the base. I don't know. Echo terms, guys. That Lava Hound is yet to go down. The Poison Spell is going to be there to help with the pups. The Queen's going to be there to clean up the pups on the opposite side. And the rest of the attack is continuing on. We have the Witches being healed up. There's a Wizard in that composition as well, offering some nice splash damage. A little bit more DPS, or I should say a lot more DPS than a Witch will actually offer. But, you know, a couple of Wizards in any attack can never hurt, guys. They are a very valuable troop. I always say that the Baby Dragon is the most valuable utility troop in the game, and I would say just behind the Baby Dragon would be the Wizard. And the only reason that the Wizard doesn't hold that spot is because it can't take as much damage as a Baby Dragon. Baby Dragon can hang out for a while, set some funnels, and continue on to clean up bases. This Queen is still looking fresh, hasn't even used the ability yet. Frank demonstrating the power of the Witch Slap in this attack right here. So we saw a Bow Witch at Townhall 10, we saw a Frozen Witch at Townhall 10, and we saw 2 Witch Slaps at Townhall 9. In the comments below, guys, if you could tell me which one of those 3 is your favorite, which one did you enjoy watching the most, I'd be very interested to see what that is. If you're asking me, I used to love Bow Witch. Can't say I don't anymore, but I've been covering it here on the channel for a long time. Frozen Witch is something new, so that one is probably my most favorite to cover right now on the channel when we're looking at different witch attacks. Let's take a look really quickly at the results of this war right here. One Hive Invicta 184 to 82 with 92.67% damage, so a little bit lower on the damage, but higher on the stars. And as we scroll through here, you can see who did what in the war. Guys, I'm going to remind you that I am over on Twitter. You could find me at EchoThroughMe, and we talk about Clash of Clans. We talk about other games such as Identity 5 that I'm covering on my channel, and we just, you know, talk about life. It's a good place to come hang out if you're into that kind of thing, and if you don't like Twitter, you can come down to my Discord server and hang out with me there. I'm about 1,100 members into my server right now, guys. Very exciting stuff, great community. Come on down and hang out if you are not already a member. On top of the links I just put next to me over here, there are links in the description as well that will take you directly there. But thank you so much for hanging out today. I appreciate you subscribing because I know that you did. I appreciate you throwing a thumbs up on the video because I know that you did. And I do appreciate you guys making it until the end of the video, because if you're hearing this, you did make it until the end. So that's been it for today, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I will see all of you back here again tomorrow. Until then, be good.